Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina and let's talk about plants. So in today's video, we're doing some February faves, February 2024. These are all the plants or planty things that stood out the most to me during the month. That's typically what I do. We're gonna do something a little bit different because it's felt a little bit different during this past month of February. And my obsession has not been with like a particular plant, like a specific plant, but rather it's genres, genuses. You know, I looked that up, the plural of genus. I wasn't sure what it was, and I looked it up a while ago, but I remember reading you could say like genuses, or you can say genre. So whatever you feel like saying. So my favorites this month have been genres of plants. And I've been obsessed with these plants. And there's 5. It just so happened to work out that way. Typically I do my 5 favorite plants of the month. There's 5 favorite genres of plants this month. So I'm going to show you each of the different genres, and I'm going to pick a couple, 1 or 2 plants from that genre to show, from that genus, to show you just an example of these plants. So another thing, I've been obsessed with these genuses, genres, and I have been purchasing plants. So this month of February, today is February 29th. The last day of the month, and I have spent quite a bit of money on plants this month, which is crazy because at the beginning of the year I had I did not see this coming. Maybe I should know myself by now, but I had no idea that I'd be getting all these new plants added to my collection. So, and mostly these are added to my collection because of my plant business. I do have a plant shop, thepinktrellis.com, so these are like investment plants, but as a bonus I also get to enjoy these plants. I have an excuse to add these plants to my collection. All right, so without any further babbling, let's just get into it. So now these are in no particular order. So we're going to start with begonias. So my favorite type of begonias are the terrarium type of begonias, the ones that can only live in terrariums. Like they absolutely need super high humidity. Those have been my favorite. Those have been what I've been obsessed with. Now I do have other begonias that can sit on shelves. My angel wing begonias, I have the Begonia Benigo Pink, I have the Begonia Sinbad, and I have the Begonia White Ice. Those sit on the shelf over there. They look okay. You know, they could look better. I mean, it is winter. They have been living in drier conditions because of the winter. So, you know, they're not looking their best. They're looking a little gangly and they're missing some leaves, but still absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. So I have been propagating those plants, and well, let me show you one of the babies. This is the Begonia Benigo Pink. You can probably see exactly why I am so obsessed with it. The coloration, the patterning, it's just so beautiful. Yeah, the other one I have to show you as an example is the Begonia Benigo, the Begonia Sinbad. Look at this, more pink. You might see a trend here of pink. Look at these flowers. Just so sweet. Pink and yellow. So these two, every time I walk into my grow tent, I look at these and I'm just like, oh, they're so beautiful. And I have more, not just these 2 plants. So now these are looking so much better than the mother plants because, as I was saying, they're looking a little gangly and rough because of the winter. But these that have been in the grow tent, These are just, oh, I could just stare at these all day long. Just stare at them. So I don't actually have these in my shop at the moment. I probably should put these in my shop. I don't know, would you guys purchase them? I've been putting them on local, like Facebook Marketplace, and I've sold a few, not a lot. That's why I've been considering putting them in my shop. I don't know, shipping these is a little scary to me because they're just more delicate. I can do it, but I feel like they're just more delicate. So anyway, my first favorite of this month is the Begonia genus. All the begonias, mostly the terrariums. The plants I have recently purchased, a bunch, have been terrarium style. Not this like this. Well, some like this. A couple of Rex begonias. But yeah. Anyway, begonias. Okay, something else you may notice is all of these, and it just dawned on me, like all of these, or not all of these, but a lot of these 5 are not like super popular plants. Like they're not like, you know, how popular Hoyas are and philodendrons and anthuriums. Like they're just, you know, there's a smaller group of people that are into these plants. But I'm obsessed with them, so here we go. Next up, let's do probably the least interesting to the mass majority of people. But I love them. Okay, African violets. No surprise, right? If you have been watching my videos, you know I have been obsessed with the African violet genus. Look how beautiful. And this just so happens to be like a favorite of all of the African violets I have, because of those flowers, of course. But I have purchased a bunch. I just love them. And I probably will eventually. I will put them in my shop. I am going to try. That's a dead leaf, but I'm going to try it. Or locally, Facebook Marketplace. I am going to be selling them eventually. Yeah, so that's number 2, the African violets. All right, next up we have succulents. Succulents and cacti have been my obsession. So look at this one. Here's an example. So this is a Euphorbia richi gold. And I've mostly, well, not mostly, but I have been adding more of the variegated type of succulents, to my collection. Like this is a variegated one, this Euphorbia. Just beautiful. And another example of more beauty ones I've been obsessed with. These are the baby toes, I believe they're called. So cute. And it's fun to find cute pots for them, of course. You guys know how much I enjoy that, finding the cute pots. But yeah, and I've purchased tons of new succulents, cacti this month, and I'm just obsessed. And I also will be propagating those. They're just it's so easy to propagate. In the past, I've had trouble, like most of these you can propagate by leaf, like the little leaves, you pull the little leaves off. And I never, I did it wrong. I know what to do now. I know what to do now. But yeah, so I will be having succulents in my shop too, eventually. All right, next up we have Pinguiculas. So, well, let me show you an example. Here's a cute little collection. So I have a terrarium that I keep some pings in, Pinguiculas. And my very favorite, like this month, that has really stood out the most to me is the Cyclosecta, which I will show a picture of how that is looking. Just a beautiful green with purple rimmed leaves, just beautiful, absolutely stunning. And but then I also have a couple pots of pings that I just set outside of, like, just like this, sits on my shelf like this. Obsessed, absolutely obsessed with them. And I have purchased more pings. I have some in my grow tent right now, which I propagated my Cyclosecta and my Pinguicula Wesser, propagated that one, and I think I grabbed some of the Condoy, and I am growing them in my grow tent to eventually sell in my shop or locally. And I have purchased, I think I purchased like 5 more different types. So what can I say? So this is the Pinguicula agnata True Blue. These are pretty small. These seem to be like kind of slow growing to me, but recently they seem like they're kind of taking off a little bit. They're getting taller. This one here is the Pinguicula Leilani, which also has a little bit of purple to it, purple edges on the leaves. Just beautiful. So all of the new ones that I purchased, and I think they actually arrived today, they are going into my grow tent. They will be living in the grow tent, and I think they're going to do amazing in there because the ones in my terrarium, which is like so humid, they're doing amazingly. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. Just obsessed with the Pinguiculas. All right, and last but not least, we have my final obsession this month, and that is Anthuriums. So I have always been a huge fan of Anthuriums, but I shied away from them because in the beginning, let's see, I've been in the hobby a very long time, but I didn't start getting into more exotic types until recently. So I had Anthuriums a few years ago, and they all lived like outside in outside conditions, like not in a cabinet situation, and they never like looked great. They always looked pretty rough. And since I've gotten my cabinets and I've put them in cabinets, they have just done so amazingly well, and I feel more confident with them. Now, I did just recently move out, if you guys remember the Forgetii, Anthurium Forgetii right here. And then up above is the Clarinervium, which I feel like the Clarinervium is faring better with the change. It's not showing stress signs as like the Forgetii is. But anyway, so I've just been, and of my Anthuriums, the one I am, like, my favorite of all my Anthuriums currently is right here. This is my Silver Blush, which is just, it's incredible. Let me pull it out and show you. All right, so here she is. So this is the most recent leaf to come out, and I just think it's perfection. And I don't know, isn't that just perfection? So much silver and just so beautiful and so large and just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I have purchased quite a few new Anthuriums, and now these are all the new ones I purchased. They're all going to the grow tent. They are going to be living in the grow tent. They are going to, yeah, they're not going to be out in the room because for one, I don't have space for them. And for two, I don't feel like they're going to do well in my dry climate. I live in Colorado and it's pretty dry here. So I just don't feel like, yeah, I want them to look like this. I don't want them to look like this. Yeah, and if I leave them out of the cabinet or out of the grow tent, I feel like this is what they're going to become. So my the forgetii up here and the clarinervium, they're an experiment. I'm experimenting with those. Eventually they may go to the grow tent as well, but so yeah. And my big goal is to eventually breed these plants. I don't think that's the proper term, but to pollinate, to eventually get those berries and those seeds and be able to grow new plants and sell them in my shop or locally on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, it should be fun, I think. I'm super excited about it. So I just purchased, I believe, 5 new Anthuriums, all from Etsy, all from the Green Escape. I think pretty sure my clarinervium came from the Green Escape, and maybe my crystallinum might have also came from them. So, they have good plants, so I felt confident purchasing from them. They're going to be small, but, I think in the grow tent they're going to grow pretty quickly. So yeah, that is the final obsession. The final favorite of February is the Anthuriums. All right, so as I said, a lot of these plants are going to be in my grow tent, and I do plan to take you guys into the grow tent. I know I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I want to do a grow tent tour to show you what's going on in there, all the propagations I've been doing for the spring and summer. And then you get to see all the new plants. You'll see all the new Pinguiculas I picked up. You'll see all the new Begonias I picked up. I just get like that warm, fuzzy feeling like right here when I think about begonias, the little terrarium begonias. I don't know why. I feel like they're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. And pings too. They're just so sweet. And yeah, all of these plants I shared with you, they give me that warm, fuzzy feeling right there. Do you get that? Is it just me? It can't be just me. So yeah, so look forward to that. Maybe that will be the next video, will be the grow tent tour. I'm not sure. I may have to wait because the Green Escape, where I purchased the Anthuriums from, they don't always ship right away, so I don't know if those plants will be here in time. And I'd like to have all of my new plants here, because I just ordered them a few days ago, 2 days ago, I think. So I don't think they'll get here next week, but they may. I don't know. But anyway, so I want all that stuff to be in there, so when I do the grow tent tour, you can see that. But the grow tent has been just my favorite room in the house lately. It's just because of all the propagations and all the new plants. It's just my super duper happy place. So that has been my favorites of February 2024. And now the last thing I want to do is the new segment I've been doing in my videos where I show you 2 plants and you tell me which one is your favorite. So last video we compared the neon green pothos, and I got my little got a plant hooked up and got stuck in the little rings here. So we compared the neon green pothos and the Tradescantia baby bunny bellies. Now so what I try to do is get 2 plants that I feel like are equals, pretty equal. So none have like a bigger chance of getting more votes than the other one. So this was the results. A lot of you voted. So the Neon Pothos got 19 votes, and the Tradescantia Baby Bunny Bellies got 12, which that's pretty close. I mean, Neon Pothos wins, but the Tradescantia wasn't that too far behind. So I found that really interesting. That I love knowing which, and I wish more of you would vote. More of you need to vote because I love knowing what my audience is into. Yeah, I don't know. I just love knowing that. Obviously, all the plants I'm showing you, I'm into, I love. So, but yeah, I like knowing it. It just kind of gives me a little insight into what you guys are into. All right. So I have two new plants for you guys to vote on. And yeah, I'm excited about this. Okay, so now I know if I put a Hoya up for you guys to vote for, most likely, in all likelihood, the Hoya is going to win. So, but I decided, even knowing that, I decided I'm going to do a Hoya this time. But I had to go through the house, like I had to find something I thought that could really give the Hoya a run for its money. All right, so let me show you the Hoya first. This is the Hoya linearis, a nice trailing Hoya. Not like a classic Hoya, it's a bit different. It's not like, you know, the big leaf, thick leaf, you know, it's different. It's different. But it's a Hoya. It's a blooming Hoya. It blooms beautifully. And yeah, okay, so what did I put up against it? So here we Hoya linearis versus, oh, and I do have another Hoya linearis actually back here. This is actually the mother plant of this one. And this one, I mostly propagate off of this one. Like when I'm for my shop, I propagate. This is where I take my propagations because this one has not bloomed for me yet, but this one has. So I'm trying not to cut from this one and only cut from this one. Okay, I got sidetracked. What you're voting on is Hoya linearis against the Rhipsalis paradoxa. So I kind of felt like they kind of are similar in like their growth pattern. Let me pull out the linearis. Just kind of similar. That's what I felt like. And I know there's a lot of you out there that enjoy the Rhipsalis. So I thought this would be a good one to like, good ones to put up against each other. So the paradoxa has an interesting, it's like it has a twist to it. And this one is quite long. Very long. And now, care-wise for these two, very similar care-wise. I water once a week. Both of these get watered once a week. Both are pretty easy plants, I think. So, which is your favorite? Do you prefer the Hoya linearis? Or do you prefer the Rhipsalis paradoxa? Let me know in the comments. Which one is your favorite? All right, so I guess that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my obsessions for February 2024, my favorites, my favorite genuses, begonias, yay. Love those begonias. Love all of these I shared with you. Begonias, succulents, African violets, anthuriums, and pinguiculas. Just, yeah, those have been my faves. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.